Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world-famous back room of a comic book store. And please welcome your host for the first ever live podcast of All Things Comedy Network, Al Madrigal and Bill Burr.
All right. It's the first one. Yeah, why don't you go over there? Oh! It's happening.
All
Thanks
right,
for coming
what's
out.
going on? What's going on? How are you?
The first one. We're doing
Yeah, we're doing the odd couple thing here. You're drinking beer, I got the fucking tea, right?
Well,
It's not because I'm a health nut. I'm a big-time booze hound, and I take gaps. Take gaps off, right? So right now...
Do you talk about that at all? You just had a big weekend.
I taped a special about 10 days ago, so I didn't booze for like 6-7 weeks before that to get the pizza and beer weight off. So I don't have a big pumpkin head when I go out there. I already get trashed enough on Twitter. I don't need to help them, right? So that's what I do. Then I lose like 10 pounds of booze weight, and then I just go right back to being a fucking animal.
And then it's so funny.
So this time I'm trying to hold it off for a couple of weeks. That's all.
Every time we hang out, it's hilarious because there's booze. We're comics. There's booze everywhere. We get free liquor everywhere we go. It's amazing the willpower that he has. Because I always go, "Hey, you want a beer?" Like, no, I have there's cold Stellas over there, and I'm fucking loving them. And I say, "You want a beer?" And he goes, "No." And he says, "I haven't been drinking." And then I'll try to take days off, and I last for 2 days, 3 days, and then I'm right back at it. I can't fucking do it.
You got to get through 6. Once you get through 6, then it gets to the point where you don't want to give it away. You don't want to start over again. But it's brutal. Trying to start. When I quit boozing, I have to try it like 18 times, because then I'll be like, all right, fuck it, I'll start tomorrow, and I'll drink. But I'm not an alcoholic. I just really enjoy it. I think people are a little overly sensitive.
I think I'm an alcoholic. I really do.
No, you're not. You're too successful to be an alcoholic.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Let's piss off all the addicts that are watching this. That's wrong. That is the kind of misinformation that we are trying to stop right here. That's exactly it. Yeah. No, if you're watching this at home, if you're successful, you're not an addict at all. And all those people that you're hurting need to toughen up. Okay? Because you're right. Let them bring a check home. Right? Let them bring a check home.
So this is the first one we're doing. We have a great show for you guys tonight, and you can actually stream this. You guys can ask questions, not by yelling anything out, but you can. This is the first show. I think we're encouraging people to use their phones. And people are watching, I think, all over the world if this thing's fucking working. Hashtag ATC Podcasts, and then questions will come in, and if that works, I can actually, they're going to send them to me, and I can have some questions show up, and we'll answer questions. We have great guests. Eddie Pepitone is here tonight. Let's hear it for Eddie Pepitone.
Eddie!
All these people are on the ATC network. He does the Pep Talks podcast, and then we have Jen Kirkman is here tonight. Let's hear it for Jen Kirkman. I seem fun. Tom Segura is here tonight. Let's hear for Tom.
Tommy.
And the always amiable Dave Anthony, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody laughed because...
What a ray of sunshine he is.
He really is. He's a fucking delight everywhere he goes. Imagine he was like a preschool teacher or something like just, "Hey, everybody, how you doing?" You'll see when he comes out. So you want to bring out, and we're also doing this. We have a bunch of shit because this is what's the story with this styrofoam cooler that you got from Gelson's? You signed this and you're auctioning this.
I forget what that was. That was when I was in. I gave up on the whole global warming thing. I just thought that they're all full of shit, and that if God did want us to have styrofoam, we wouldn't have made it.
Yeah. So.
No, I forget what it was. I was going somewhere to booze, and I needed a cooler. So I didn't have anything I could tape. So, yeah, my head was in rare form.
And then,
giant.
And then the hockey stick, I think, is already sold. So we got all these items up on Kogo.tv, and what we're trying to do is raise money. We're going to open up our own studio. This whole idea is that we're going to start this we got this podcast network. We started with 10 podcasts in 2013. We now have 50 podcasts. Doug Stanhope, Bert Kreischer, all the comics you see tonight, Tom Segura, Jake Johansson, Harlan Williams, Tom Papa, and go on, because we have a great, great crew of comics. Aaron Foley, Ian Edwards, Baron Vaughn. We have all the black guys. Let's see. We do. Felipe Esparza is with us. So we have this great group of comics, and it's a co-op. Like, everybody owns it. And so anyway, we're not nickel and diming the comics. We're not owning any of their stuff. We're letting
because that
them
was
control.
starting to happen. Right?
That's
exactly
what always
happens.
Happen.
People come up with shit, and then the business guy comes in and goes, "That's a great idea. All right, I'll own it." And I'll organize it, and then I'll fuck you over. All the money will come to me, and then I'll tell you how much we made. And then if you audit me, I'll say you're difficult to work with. That's basically how it works. So we were like...
You think we're joking around, but that's actually what happened when we tried to start this. We tried to start this 4 years ago, and
with those guys from Texas.
Yeah. This guy was.
I'm from Texas, so you know we don't lie. That's one of the things he said in the meeting. Like, oh yeah, I've heard that about that state. That state's amazing. There's something about it. Second you get in there, I mean, I lied my ass off, and the second I got in there, I just had to tell the truth.
So we have this idea for the podcast network, and he offered us 10% of our own company. I swear to God, that was very true. And then we said, "What the fuck? No." And he goes, "Okay, 20%." And he got all the way to 50% and was going to pay us each $100,000 a year, and we told him to go fuck himself. So we started it.
I don't remember that last part.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that. Shit.
You said to go tell him to go fuck himself.
I would have fucking given him the whole thing. Would have gone out there in a fucking diaper with the holding the sign. That's it. I would have sold out. I've been waiting for that, man.
So we got a bunch of shit, and let's see what we got.
You got those designer glasses, you son of a bitch. You get a kickback.
I'm getting the money. Everybody brought stuff, and I have, let's see what I brought. I was on this TV show that no one ever fucking saw, and this is the poster for it. If you see me here, I played a doorman with a very thick accent. Someone new is moving into the building today. Hey, that was me.
How did that not be a hit, dude? That's about as basic as it goes. So look at that cast. That's Jeffrey Tambor.
Jeffrey Tambor. We played best friends, and then Raquel Welch, Chris Klein, Fran Kranz, and Joanna Garcia. Never saw the light of day. Written and directed. Well, it came out during the writer's strike. So we had no writers on set. So CBS would come to me and go, Al, if you want to punch this up. And I was going through the bars at CBS Radford, looking at writers going, they want me to rewrite the whole thing. What am I going to do? And it was just we went with the original scripts, and it got canceled after 5 episodes.
But that actually made it on air.
Yeah, it made it on air. Oh, this is
Welcome to the Captain. What was that? The name of the building?
It was, when you drive down Rossmore and there's all those cool old Hollywood apartment buildings. It was modeled after one of those, and we shot actually in the lobby. And it's it was a look at it. It says 1 building, endless stories. 5 stories.
That's funny, right?
5.
Endless stories, and they order 6.
And then there's this. I did that. Gee, you did that. Comics Come Home. You did the.
I've
Dennis
done that
Leary
a number of times.
Yeah,
Leary's
Dennis Leary has this.
up.
But I'm. I did it, and then. But I know nothing about fucking hockey.
So the headlines. I can explain a lot of that.
Yeah. What is this?
All right. So Comics Come Home thing is something Dennis Leary did with Cam Neely, Hall of Fame player for the Boston Bruins, and unfortunately he lost his parents to cancer, so they started a place basically where if you were getting treated, it was the Cam Neely house where you didn't have to be sitting in the hospital, which is fucking horrific. So they gave him a nice place to stay during their treatment, and they've been doing it for like 20 years. So that's why it says Neely Brothers Cure Cancer. And then there's a bunch of other jokes that are just Massachusetts there, like Jesus saves, Espo scores on the rebound. That's a Phil Esposito. That was an actual bumper sticker when I was growing up. Didn't sell well past Rhode Island. But a couple of weather jokes. Rescue me, that's the Leary thing. So
yeah, and then it says Al, all my best, and it's Dennis Leary. And I'm not the biggest hockey fan, but yeah.
If your name is Al.
Yeah, and you want to buy this.
We got a hell of a photo for you.
And you're big.
We're going to build. We're going to build. This is just the first thing we're starting with. Second thing, they're going to gradually gain in excitement.
We'll see. So let's, you want to bring Eddie
Eddie
out?
Pepitone, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Eddie Pepitone.
Eddie.
Hey. Hi, podcast eats.
Ites?
How are you?
Ites. How are you? How are you guys?
Good.
Good.
I thought you were going to bring out your shit.
Should I bring it
you're
out?
supposed to bring out your shit. All right. You can't edit out live when it's
we
live
have
streaming,
a question, though, from Lauren RB. Bill, when are you coming to New Zealand? We have no wild animals that can kill you.
I'm supposed to do Australia, and I'm going to do New Zealand. Was allegedly going to do it in the fall. I just have to see how soon my latest thing's coming out. So I know that you guys haven't all seen my jokes. And you guys are maniacs down there. I don't feel like getting the shit kicked out of me. So it all depends on... I don't have an answer for you. Sorry. But I do want to do it. I want to go all the way out to Perth in Australia. Bon Scott's grave. It's on my bucket list. All right. So, sorry. What do we got here?
I got a couple of.
What are you, a fighter pilot? What is that?
Well, I signed my sleep apnea mask. I signed my sleep apnea mask, and it comes with humidifier tubing, and that's a big thing. I don't know if anybody's into sleep apnea. By the way, it's not. Sleep apnea is not square. I want to tell the kids, it's not a square thing. It's cool. Sleep apnea is cool now.
A lot of people.
There's all kinds of sexual shit, role playing that you could do with the sleep apnea mask.
Having sleep apnea, that's a sign of wealth. It is.
Was that a Chinese proverb?
You can
it's like the gout.
No, you can eat and drink to
a
level like nobody in those third world countries. Like, no, they don't sell those down there. People don't have sleep apnea. What? There's not a lot of food down there. All right? I'm fucking grown. All your clothes here were made in a sweatshop. All right? If you gave a shit, you would have made your own shirts tonight.
If you gave a shit, right, you'd be making your own clothing.
You're not an alcoholic.
I have a loom.
He does. Not an electric one either, right? You got the one where you move it with your foot.
With the foot. And I got plantar fasciitis, and it's not easy.
That's right.
Those of you who don't know what plantar fasciitis is, get hip. Get hip.
Yeah.
I'm the guy now who's getting all these ailments, but I'm trying to make them hip.
Yeah. You should. Well, the way you draped that around like a hipster scarf is fucking great.
Imagine if this catches on. You know what I mean? Like just draping.
It's happening right now.
Dude, somebody who's into weed has got to be able to fucking figure something out with that, right?
Yeah.
Somebody
who's into weed. Yeah, you can make
you just act like...
Right?
Oh, yeah. They actually have that shit already. I as a child... 14 years old, I smoked pot out of a surgical mask and like attached to a bong. They still, right? And it's really not good. It's like I walked around just listening to Zeppelin for years. That's all I did. I mean, that's not bad, but that's all I did. Just Zeppelin.
So if you're a big Eddie Pepitone fan and you know how you could MacGyver this thing into a fucking vaporizer or a bong, this is an ideal product.
Yeah, or if you've succeeded enough in life and you have sleep apnea. But you haven't had time to buy the apparatus. Here it is.
Here it is. And then I have the DVD of the movie made about me, The Bitter Buddha. I did a movie called Runyon, Just Above Sunset, where I spoof mountaineering, where Runyon, and this is like a local joke, but Runyon, which is a little fucking hill, basically, that actors trod up. I made it like Everest. I have a Sherpa taking me up Runyon. My wife and me wrote it. It's called Runyon Just Above Sunset. And then I have my vinyl record of my album, The Great Stillness.
Oh, come on, man. Be bashful.
That's
Look
cool,
at that.
right?
Look how...
Yeah. I wanted the drawing to have me in a sleep apnea thing, but the guy did not want to do it that way.
I think it's great. See? Quality.
It's pretty fucking great. And what else is going on? So you upgraded your sleep apnea mask, or you've actually figured things out and you don't have an issue? Is that...
I've upgraded?
Where are you getting rid of this? How can you...
I have another one.
Oh, yeah. There's a better model?
Yeah,
now?
do you think I would just get rid of the only one I had? And then at night I'm like a fish in a boat? Like,
Dude, the murderous thoughts, though, you will fucking think when somebody's snoring that loud. Those things are great. They really are.
It's true, by the way.
My dad does a thing where he breathes in, then he goes like you think he's gonna fucking die, and like part of you is sad because he's your dad, and then the other part, it's kind of hoping it happens. That's how fucking annoying it is.
But I don't say it's not a snoring issue. This is you stop breathing, all right? Is that you stop breathing in your sleep? Is that?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm a victim of circumstance with this whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? I did a sleep. Well, it basically is my wife who couldn't put up with my snoring. That's basically.
See, because I went into the dentist and they took X-rays, and then I just thought it was all a fucking scam. And they showed me that the passage here and when I breathe is smaller, and that they said I have the same thing. But I thought it was just he was in cahoots with the sleep place, and that they were just trying.
We need to move mass.
Yeah,
Dr. Stevens. We need to move a lot of mass. Diagnose your people.
Dude, I worked in a dental office. It's a business. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know that was the craziest thing when I worked there. I realized that just like comedians, there was good dentists, there was hacks, and there was...
It's so true.
Dude, there was one fucking guy. This dude, like, he always vacationed in Florida, and he just was trying to get to that vacation, and he just fucking... he would just fucking, if you had 2 cavities, suddenly you had 5... And he's just going to town. It's just like the same thing of the guy at Midas. You just need the muffler, and he wants to replace it from the block all the way to the... Hey, got a busted aspirator tube. You see this here? As he's jabbing it with a screwdriver. He was doing that with people's teeth.
Well, that's what's fucked up about it.
It's beyond fucked up. That's a part of your body.
Correct.
That he's removing.
That's why the dentist is more fucked up than the mechanic, because at least the mechanic is fucking with an inanimate object. But the dentist is or the doctor is like, let's just fuck with this guy. Fuck him.
Yeah.
I got to go to Florida. I got to get to Florida.
No, you take an oath that basically that you won't do that shit, that you're going to uphold whatever medicine you're in, whatever. You're not going to do stuff like that. But,
No, I've always been for more dental oversight.
People do. Dude, I went to a dentist out here, and they said, you're grinding your teeth. You need a night guard. And they gave it to me, and they didn't do the impression right. And next thing you know, my fucking jaw was like, I would yawn, and I'd have to, pop it back in. And you know what's funny? I so fucking hate, just phone calls and being like, yeah, I came in on this day, and then this happened, that I just threw it out. I never bitched, and it kind of just went away. But I could have sued, right? I could have sued. Got one of those dental chairs in my fucking living room.
Yeah.
Just laid back, watching the NHL Network.
Always asking your wife for the spit cup. Honey, get me that fucking spit cup I won in the suit.
Fucking with my dog with that air thing.
Yeah.
I could have a great time, but I didn't. I didn't tie up the courts with that frivolous suit.
My dentist wears Hawaiian shirts.
They all do.
I
thought that's every dentist. I think they all get issued Hawaiian shirts when they finish dental school and tanks of nitrous, and they're all fucked up. That's because they're all fucked up on the nitrous, and they're Jimmy Buffett fans. Every single fucking dentist is a Jimmy Buffett fan.
You know, I got to defend the dentist. What it is most people don't.
Your father's your father
most people don't brush their fucking teeth, and then they blame the victim, us, who was working there. Because we came in and saw the fucking nightmare of.
What did you do in the dental office?
I just handed my dad the stuff. And what was funny was I was started doing stand-up at the time. And he I was living at home, so he knew when I would be getting off work and driving up to Maine to do a gig, and then we'd have a 7 o'clock patient, and I'd come in, I wouldn't be worth shit, and we'd be doing an extraction, and he would literally start trashing me, right in front of the patient. It's come on, for Christ's sake, Bill, get your head in the game. You're out to lunch, right? And he would mumble the instruments just to set me up to fail, and be like, what? And so he'd be like, and fucking walk around the person and grab it. Yeah, I remember what was it? 151, 34 hemostatin suture. That's what it was. 151 was 150 or 151. So the 150 used to always fuck me up because the 150 was the upper and 151 was the lower. But I'm thinking in my head, higher number. It goes 150, 151. I fuck that up all the time.
I can just see dentists in bars talking this shit. The 150 and the 151 always fuck me up. Johnny, rounds for everybody. Rounds for everybody. That hemosuture is nuts today.
I worked with a guy. He was 70 in the early 90s, all right? And he had this ash forceps, which is for yanking out the front ones, that he had traded a typewriter for in World War II. I swear to God. And this fucking thing had gone through the sterilizer so many times. It was so fucking it was rusted, clearly rusted. And he used to just stick this thing in people's mouth. Nobody would say. You'd see people wanting to say something, but they're like, he's a doctor. I can't say anything. And then finally somebody said something. Finally, after fucking 2-3 years of working with this guy, somebody finally said, dude, you're not putting that in my mouth. He goes, it's all rusty. And all the guy had was, oh, it's not that bad. That's all he said. Shit. Now, and that was the height of the HIV AIDS scare, and oh my God, it's fucking in the air and everything. So he had 50 pairs of gloves on, and this guy was so fucking old school. He was from that generation. You just had the mirror in your mouth that you in your pocket that you just fucking used on everybody. So one of the famous ones that he had, we were fucking numbing up this dude to yank something out. I can't remember. And he leaves. Oh, we were taking an impression, that's right. And then he came back in to take it out. And when he took it out, the guy said to him, he goes, Dr. So-and-so, he goes, why do your gloves taste like salt? They're like salty. And he goes, oh, I just had a couple of French fries. I swear to God.
I had to work, I worked at medical offices when I was in high school. So in high school, my parents, my mom used to staff medical offices. So they leased me out to a pediatrician's office where I was in the back for the summers. I put on a lab coat, and I took the bus there. And I was a junior in high school. And I did fours, which are the piss test. So you get
called fours?
They're in the back. They called it fours. It's 4 tests. I did hearing and vision for little kids. And then I did the hemoglobin. I had to prick them in the finger and take their blood. And then I had to get the cup of piss and do the stick in the cup of piss. And kids...
Dude, I thought you checked their hearing and their eyes by their urine. I was like, what the fuck? That's why it says
everything's in the piss.
It's like, Jesus, that's advanced. Yeah. What do they see in it?
And kids would just come out. It was like the kids would come out with just brimming cups of piss, too. Just like... Here you go, mister. Just fucking sloshing. And after a while, I just didn't give a shit, and I was just touching cups of piss. The worst part, though, is my dad that entire summer was working on our house with all these Mexican guys. They were my friends of my uncle, and they'd see me coming up in a lab coat and fucking go, hey, doctor, come here. I want you to look at something. And I just, all right, very funny, Angelo. Very, very funny.
Watch this. I'm going to do a great joke. Not the dick thing. Yes.
Yeah, the dick thing every day.
See.
The fucking dick thing. You want to bring out our next guest?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do I stay? Or?
Yeah, you're going to stay. You're going to stay.
Right. I got to get this.
Oh, it's nice. I think that's going to go for a lot of money. Ladies and gentlemen, she is on the I Seem Fun podcast on the ATC network. A big round of applause for Jen Kirkman, everybody. Let's hear it for Jen Kirkman. Jen Kirkman is coming out. Hey,
how are you?
Hi, you guys.
What's going on? We good here?
All I want to do is talk in a Boston accent with Bill.
Is mine still that bad? I think.
No.
I
When
like
you
to
do
think
your
it's cute.
accent, because I do up mine sometimes too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you go, your father or whatever you do, I love doing that. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
No, it's all right.
Do your
how are
show.
you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You were you on the road this last weekend? Did you go anywhere?
No, I didn't. The weekend before, I went to Vancouver. I was on the road the weekend before.
Vancouver?
Yeah, there you go. That was fun. There was a naked bike ride when I was there in town. It was raining out. People were riding their bikes naked as like a bike rights thing, which I support.
That was just in Portland too. I saw that.
That happened there, too?
Yeah, I think that's like every.
Don't you think
weekend.
those cities are boring that do stuff like that? Because they have to do shit like ride on a bike naked to like
Really
get
drum up
shit
stuff?
going. Yeah, you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
like to say bad things about cities, but I do.
I love it. Don't get me wrong.
I just, whenever I go somewhere, people are like, did you go here? Did you go there? I'm like, no, I went from the airport to the hotel to the thing. Like, I don't give a, like,
yeah.
I've seen a coffee shop. Like, I get it. Like, unless it's like Indonesia or something like that's going to blow my fucking dick off. I really am like, I get your city. I get it. It's probably just like mine. There's a Starbucks and then, an organic pizza and then a bar.
That is funny to boil the world down to like, I get it. There's a coffee shop. I fucking get it. I get it. Like, that's the world. I get it. There's Wi-Fi. I get it.
Hey, can I ask a question about bike riding? It's fun. No, I lose my fucking shit with these people now that are riding bikes in L.A. I think it's great, whatever, but like how they then think that they could just ride out in the fucking street.
Car.
Right, like
No, that's not cool.
It's like I understand you allotted time for riding a bike. I didn't. I'm in a car. Get out of the fucking way. And then I love how L.A. didn't fix the roads for bike lanes. They just paint a bicycle in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
So now they have the right. So now they have like this fucking arrogance. Or even worse, they'll have like a cluster of 20 of them, like they're in the Tour de France or some shit. Yeah. And you're fucking beeping at them, and they get all mad at you.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I
get the
rode a
fuck
bike.
over.
I rode a bike once in L.A. on the streets, and that was it. That was it. I was like, this is not.
Did you
a
even
city.
ride it back home, or did you just kick it over and take a cab? That's what I would picture.
I might have ridden it back home, but I was like, this is not a city friendly
You know
to
what I
bikes.
like is when so now if you park, that's where the bike lane is. So how am I supposed to? Sometimes a bike is coming and I have the blinker on.
I can't
and they look at me like
get
fuck
over.
off for parking.
I can't
Like,
believe we don't see more of them dead, just on the side. Like you know, how every once in a while you see a pigeon that got fucking nabbed. Like you see a fucking guy all fucked
No,
up.
you do. You see those frosted bikes, those creepy bikes where they paint them all white, and then there's the flowers. Yeah, like.
that's a
If you see one of those early in the morning, you'll
Is
think
it-
like Jesus came and you got like left behind. It's got that creepy, the world end.
Is it a
sort of
memorial
diorama.
bike? Is that what you mean?
No, it's creepy. It means somebody fucking got hit there and they died. So what they do is they take their bike. Sometimes
I
the
didn't know
bike
that.
they got hit on. I know. I drove by. I'm making up half of this, but I think it's true. They frost it white because of course they're going to heaven, right? Because there's never any asshole that rides a bike. They're all going up.
Their energy
They're all
efficient.
going up.
Once you die, you're a good person.
Never been a red bike with a black wreath around it.
I don't think
It's
we should
always-
frost it white. He was a bad fucking guy.
Yeah.
So you were
Purgatory
in
yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for mentioning Purgatory. It's like my favorite fucking place to think about. No one ever knows what I'm talking about when I say Purgatory.
Yeah, purgatory's the shit.
Purgatory is where
It is.
Purgatory is where my family laid it out straight for me when I was little.
Yeah.
They're like, you're probably not going to heaven, but God puts most people in purgatory.
That's purgatory's where we want to be.
Yeah, they're like,
That's like
Why?
that's like
Why?
that.
Because-
Purgatory's like that bar nobody knows about yet, and you're just fucking chilling there, and it's quiet, you know.
My
Heaven's
family told me
VIP.
that the only way to get out of purgatory is to make a lot of friends, because the only way to get out of it is to have people pray for you that are still on earth and all that kind of thing. So that was just kind of, it made me more social. Like, I'm serious. It actually really helped me in life to believe in purgatory. And when people go, did growing up Catholic affect you negatively? I'm like, no, because I didn't think about hell. I thought about purgatory. So if you like me, you can all pray for me when I need to get out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Probably not going to get out, though.
I think when you die, you're dead.
Oh, I do, too. I don't think there's anything. But if there is, I'm prepared. I've made a lot of friends. I have a podcast. I mean, people like me. I think nothing happens except that horrible last breath where you just are choking, and even if people are around you, you're what? I'm just saying.
I think it's a big relief, death. Just a big fucking relief.
Ask Marcy and her white bike if it was a relief.
Well, I'm not talking about unfortunate, when people are just riding the streets like going da 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 da, and then bam, they're gone. I'm talking about when you've lived a little bit like I have. You've been through all kinds of shit, and then you die.
I've been to Portland twice. I'm good to go if it's my time.
Do you think a bicycle built for two is safer? Because you kind of have like Goose in the back, like looking for fucking, you got a bandit at 3 o'clock. Start pedaling. Why do you see that?
Watch
with
the guy in the
canopy?
back looking behind you, like you can swivel around and fucking keep an eye on everybody behind.
There we go.
Invent that.
Dude, we should do that. Dude, fuck this network. Let's take the money tonight and invest in that.
The prototype.
Or somebody at least start a podcast called Bicycle Built for Two. It's like a couple, and they do a podcast, and they check in. Hi, honey. With each other.
So what did you bring?
Oh, well, and I mean, I hope this is appreciated, because I'm throwing away about $1 million right here. Yeah, that's right. Gasp. It's gasp-worthy. It's Dynamite Magazine with Scott Baio on the cover.
That was yours?
That was mine. I have a Fonzie one at home, but I was not selfless enough to give it up.
Yeah,
but
it's nice.
Yeah.
Well, who's it? What else is inside?
I seem to have.
You really got out that thing.
Look, there's this section called Bummers, which is funny little jokes. I must have loved one of them because I cut that out. But inside, there's Good Vibrations by Paulina Kernberg, M.D. Can I read this?
Column? Yeah, go for it.
I guess this was a medical psychiatrist person. Dr. Kernberg, about a year ago, my parents got divorced. Now my mom is getting remarried. Whenever she and her fiancé kiss each other, I feel yucky inside. I get upset and go in my room and cry. I've tried to cope with it, but I can't any longer. I need some help, fast. Please help. H, California. Dear H, there are a couple of reasons why you're feeling sad. First, everything reminds you that your dad is not there anymore. You could talk to kids so much more straight back then. Second, you are not sure where you fit into this new family. I love if the kid was like, no, I won't. Now I'm fucking thinking that. Try to get to know your future stepdad better. That way you'll be able to develop a good relationship with your mother's future husband and also give yourself a chance to feel included in all the new plans. I hope this will help. I feel like it's like really bad advice. What if the
70s,
stepdad's like a bad dude?
It's the 70s, though. They were trying.
Wait, can I read one more quick thing? Dear Dr. Kernberg, my mom still treats me like a little girl. She calls me honey, puts me to bed at night, and hangs onto my hand. I'm 14. Anyway, yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff. Dynamite Magazine. Houdini, an article about Houdini. Anyway, it's fucking great.
The thing that's 14.
Oh, Mean Joe Green. Look at that. Sports fans. Check that out.
Some for everyone in this.
There you go.
There's a lot of wacky comedy in this, too. I think I've noticed something. Somebody ripped out the article on Scott Baio. Oh, no, here it is. He is fucking hot. I'm sorry. He's still cute. I mean, he was cute.
He really is.
Look at that hair, that cute little hairdo.
A really cute
Continue. I'm just going to read. He started out in commercials when he was 13.
Sell out. Sell out.
There's no selling out anymore. Is there? It's like every movie star I love has done a commercial.
It's true, man. That's true. It's really depressing. You know what was the most depressing thing? Did people see fucking Bob Dylan do a commercial in the Super Bowl? That was it for me. That was it.
But it's an American
I was
car
like,
company.
Bob Dylan.
But,
but everybody stole all the
back.
music, though. They stole all the movies. You get what you pay for. What the fuck they supposed to do? Because then, if he keeps it real, then he fucking, has to walk down the street with all the regular people, and then they're just going to give him shit. Bob, what happened to you? You fucking fell off. Right? So fuck it. Put it in a Carl's Jr. commercial.
Have you ever seen Meryl Marco's blog about Bob Dylan?
No.
She lives near him in Malibu. Meryl Marco, a really funny writer, used to write for Letterman. He has a string of Christmas lights that he has outside of his home every year, but year round, just one string. But then at Christmas, doubles it up, 2 strings.
That's so Dylan.
And she takes a picture of it every year and puts it on this blog called Bob Dylan's Christmas Lights.
Fucking love it.
So don't call him a sellout.
Yeah, no, it's
if he
hard
puts
for
a
me.
big tree up or something, then you can, have something to say. But let the guy do a Cadillac commercial. So, anyway, but I want you to know one thing about Scott Baio. He wishes he could do Happy Days for 20 years.
Jesus.
And he doesn't even know fucking Charles in Charge is happening at this point.
That's why
clue.
Don't wish for things because it could get even better than your own dumb wishes.
Yeah.
You don't know what's best for you. Only the Lord does.
The Lord.
I also have a book my mom told me to get. Thank you. It's The Impact of Kurt Cobain Killing Himself. My mom was like, please buy it. It sounds wonderful. And it's really awful. So I thought I'd auction that off, too.
You know what was awful? The movie about
How do they get away with calling that a book?
I know.
Look at how small the pages are.
And you can just capitalize on someone
137,
else.
real regular size. This is like a 30-page memoir. Sorry, I should have been saying this is incredible. You should bid on this.
Right. Well, yeah.
What's the book?
It's called Charles R. Cross. Here we are now, the lasting impact of Kurt Cobain.
Oh, okay. And you wrote a book, and it's doing well, right? You should mention that, though.
I wrote a book. Well, yeah.
Promote it.
It's called I Can Barely Take Care of Myself. It's about I'm an idiot and what people say to me when I tell them I'm 40 and I don't have kids. Oh, thanks. Well, it's not like a cause. It's just more an answer to the small talk epidemic in this country, where all people do is ask if you have kids, then if you don't, they act weird to you and say
the small
shit
talk
like you're going to die alone.
epidemic is claiming a lot of people. My God, doctor, she's talking about soda.
I got asked at 8 a.m., how's your day going so far? I'm like, I fucking don't know.
At 8 a.m.?
Yeah, I'd rather someone just say to me at a coffee shop, like, hey, like, is your heart broken currently? Or, like, when's the last time you got fucked? Like, just I'll talk to you.
That would be funny if baristas, and I love that word, would start with, instead of how you doing, just be like, hey, do you have anything wrong with you, like an illness? Or something like that. Like,
I just don't like small talk. I'll just talk.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Let's jump right in.
Let's answer some questions real quick, because
Okay.
they're piling up, and we can all answer these really quickly.
Oh, I thought you were just checking your Twitter feed.
Yeah.
You're actually doing part of the...
This is,
You know what that reminded me of? As far as like just saying something weird. Can I set this down over there?
Yeah.
I was walking down the street, and I think it was in New York. I was doing a gig late night, and I'm walking by, and this homeless guy came walking by and just gave him the generic. I go, how you doing? And I was thinking, like, yeah, I'm fucking homeless. How do you think? Yeah, there's just, you can't use, how's it going? You can't say, how you doing?
No,
I said,
what's up? You just say,
I said, how you doing
guy?
to a homeless guy when I was in college. He was by the dumpster, and he just surprised me. He just jumped out, and my reaction was, hey, how you doing? And he goes, and he looked at me, he goes, what are you, fucking queer? And he called me back. All right, here. This is a good one for all of us. What are our? This is from Mick Dar 45. The top 1 to 3 favorite non-American comedians. Non-American comics.
Top how many?
For me,
top couple. Yeah,
can I do it first?
Yeah.
I
You probably
overseas a little bit. I like this Irish comedian named Tommy Tiernan.
Yeah,
I like
great.
a guy named
right.
a Brit named Stuart Lee, who's fucking amazing.
Well, now, tell us Stuart Lee's story to everybody, because so he has never done any TV or any, like Stuart Lee has never done any television. Is that correct?
Over in the UK, he has. He's done,
but he's never done anything here.
No, but most of the Brit guys or the people overseas don't come here because of all kinds of reasons, or the real successful ones don't. First of all, they don't need to. Second of all, the visa shit is really hard. You know. It really is. Like, to come here and work, they make it really difficult.
All right.
Yeah.
So Stuart Lee,
Tommy Tiernan,
Canada's getting like
and
that.
Sean Hughes, huh?
Canada's getting like that.
Is it?
Yeah, trying to go in and out of there and all that shit. No matter what you give them. I always lie when I go up there.
Yeah, right.
Like, what are you doing here? I'm visiting friends.
Yeah,
By yourself.
I'm too nervous.
Wedding thing.
That's a good idea. I had trouble
prove that
getting
I'm
in.
not. That's what I'm fucking doing. I give you my work papers, but you're going to say I don't have enough. So you're going to...
Right.
Yeah, so I don't have the right...
Prove
ones.
that I'm not. Cut to
Sir,
them having a gun to your
stand over
head.
here? Could you just stand over here? I immediately just want to say, fuck the whole tour. Forget it. I'm not doing it. I have no stick-to-itiveness.
let's see what else. Oh, somebody wants to know about your pinky. Can you extend your pinky straight, or is it always slightly bent?
Oh.
You? Do you have a bent pinky?
Yeah.
It doesn't look
This is
bent.
small
You know what it was?
It doesn't look
When
bent.
I was playing drums, I wasn't holding the sticks right, so it ended up being like that for a while. And then I kind of noticed it. I was dating a girl, and I was telling this story, and my fucking fingers were like Fred Sanford.
She's like, are you from the Lord of the Rings or some shit?
See, this is why I didn't booze for like 7 fucking weeks before my last special, because this is literally the level with which that people pick you apart. Like, can you extend it that last fucking 10%? Or can you not? Like, that's really bugging somebody.
It's Hammers, and the guy's name is Hammerstorm 7. Fuck, Hammerstorm 7.
I'm trolling you. That's what I do. I'm awesome. I'm fucking... they're such pussies. They really are. Can you extend your stomach past your dick, you fat fuck? Right? Or something else? Whatever your ailment is. One of your ears stick out further than the other. One of your balls hangs down farther than the other. So you got to come after my fucking pinky finger, you know? Who's watching whose auction here? Huh? Maybe you want to bend one of your fucking pinkies and you'll have... Someday you can be in the back of a comic book store, right? Pulling up in a Prius.
All right, everybody. One more time for Eddie Pepitone, Jen Kirkman.
Yes.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring out Tom Segura and Dave Anthony. Let him hear it. Let him hear it. ATC live podcast.
Hey, does that camera go off?
This is fun. What's that?
Does the camera stay off?
The camera? No, I think the camera's on right now. It stays on.
Stays
It's
on.
been on. People are
right.
watching this whole fucking thing.
All right. I was going to try out some new shit. I can't do it then. Oh,
No.
Because it instantly becomes old. Instantly becomes fucking old. It's unbelievable.
Well, hey,
No. You came down there. I shouldn't have said it. This
It's
is
all
like
right.
the comic you were working with who fucking was on before you and they go, yeah, I guess I gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody goes,
Fuck it.
We'll tell stories instead, and you totally fucking called them out.
A feature act. I'm in Buffalo at the Helium, and he was a nice guy. He was a very nice kid, and he comes out and he does 20 to 25, and then you go on and you do about an hour or so. And anyway, he, as a comic, can go. He looks at his watch and he goes, "Well," and he's doing great. He goes, "Well, I guess that's all my time." Just baiting the audience into a fucking oh.
No,
and
stay.
Everybody goes oh. And I walked on, and I was like, "Really, you fucking asshole!" I go, "I'll bring him back. Let's bring him back. You want to bring him back, huh? You want to see him do another 35? I don't think you fucking do, because he shot his wad with that 20."
And this is what I love about Al. The crowd doesn't understand what's going on. They're just like, we
up.
love that last guy, and then he has to still do an hour after fucking you. You come out, you end up looking like the biggest asshole
I look like
ever.
the biggest asshole. I just shit all over him, kept making fun of him, kept doing it throughout, and still had a great set. It was fine. I do really enjoy digging a big fucking hole.
I remember the first time I was working at a place called the Kowloon. It was a Chinese restaurant in Saugus, Massachusetts, and great fucking food. So they had this function room upstairs. They had this show, and one night I would just started out, and I saw these comics. They were playing this game. They would go up on stage, and the first thing you did that came out of your mouth, you had to totally make the crowd hate you. And then you never addressed. You went right into your act, and you had to try to see if you could get them back. So they were doing that, and I remember I was working this place in the Skyline Cafe in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I mentioned that story. So I somehow convinced the opener to fucking do it. And dude, he went out there and he started talking about how fat people were in Wisconsin, but not in a funny way. He's just like, he went out, dude. It was hilarious. He was just like, yeah, I mean, I was just really like. I mean, I knew you guys were going to be, like, out of shape, but I was, I mean, you know? And then he literally, I just remember how he ended. He goes, you see this? He goes, this is called a sit-up. Right? But even then, the way I'm doing it is still funny. I can't, there's like an art to, like, saying something hilarious not funny. There's, like, this little fucking window, and this dude was right in it.
That's awesome.
Like that dude at the end of Star Wars that finally fucking send the thing down, you know? He fucking nailed it, and he couldn't get him back, but like a trooper, he never brought up that it was a game, and he kept doing his jokes. After, when he was doing his act, he'd do his joke, and it would get nothing, and he'd hear me laughing in the back, and I remember he just kept doing this after every punchline would die, and he'd hear me laughing, he just kept like looking and he fucking, dude, I loved the kid. I fucking loved him. He stayed in it and he just took it. Fucking ate his balls for 20 minutes.
That's
because
awesome.
of me, man. It was awesome.
We did this in San Francisco at the Punchline. Every Sunday night, they have all the local comics and San Francisco comedians go up and they do a showcase. And after a while, and you're in San Francisco comedy for 3 or 4 years, they really let you start fucking around. So Molly, who runs the Punchline,
she's the best.
There's an empty table in the front. So I got 4 comedians, a couple girls that were comics, and we pretended we got sat. So we got sat in the front. And the host and everybody knew what was going on. All the comics knew what was going on, but the audience had no fucking clue. And we got sat, and then waited 2 comics, got drinks. They bought us drinks. We ordered, and then waited 2 comics, got our coats, and got up and fucking walked out of there. And the host goes, "What the fuck? You guys just got here. You gonna leave already?" And I go, "Yeah, it's not for us." We thought everybody was going to be a little bit better than they actually were. And then the idea is, like, because I'm one of the older guys in San Francisco comedy at this point, and then this is how it's supposed to go, that he goes, "Well, you think you can do better?" And I go, "Yeah, I think I do. I think I actually could do better." And I went up, and then he goes, "Well, go ahead and fucking go up there." And I walked up, and I sort of fumbled with the microphone a little bit because I didn't know what I was doing, and looked out in this audience, and they fucking hated me so much. And so I told the best joke I had at that time, and just ate it. It was a good bit. And just fucking died, and it just kept on going. All the comics were fucking dying. But they let us do shit like that all the time. And stage fights. We would stage fights, and like audience members like pretend we were shills constantly. But that's just like the best part about having a room, especially like this or something. Like, it just doesn't fucking matter. But we should keep it. I think that's important to realize in comedy when you start out. It's like, it really doesn't fucking matter. It really does. You think every set when you're starting out is like important, and somebody's watching. Nobody's fucking watching. It doesn't matter. Let's
That's
bring
scary
out
advice to give out. Somebody's gonna fucking. That doesn't fucking matter.
Hey, actually, if anybody is a new comic, I brought a couple books that I think are essential to, one that's essential to starting. It's Comic Insights by Franklin Ajayi, and it's one of the best stand-up books ever. We're all going to sign it. And he taught this at UCLA, but this is my copy, and I think anybody starting out and doing stand-up should absolutely read this. It tells you a lot of good shit. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? We bring out one of my friends. He's in podcast. It's called Your Mom's House. Big round of applause for Tom Segura, everybody.
Hey. What's up, Tom?
How's this going? Are you listening? It seems to be going well. This is fun.
I'm totally tuned out. I don't know what's going on. Seems like it's going well right now.
It's going well. I'm glad you showed up. This is a good time.
You guys are pretty good.
We're doing all right, telling some stories, some road stories of the roads. What'd you bring to, let's just get it out of the way.
Okay.
Your complete lack of fucking effort, dedication.
You're going to fucking eat your words. This right here, my grandfather...
Spoke too soon.
He owned a general store in Louisville, and in '57, when Kennedy visited, he didn't have anything to have him sign, so he had him sign this, and then he gave it to me, and I've traveled everywhere with it, and then when I was in...
Did it still say whites only on the front door when he walked in? I got to do something to try to save my side of the story here.
On the inside.
They didn't fucking have those in the 50s.
Absolutely did.
They didn't have cardboard.
They
didn't have cardboard. They didn't have Tupperware. Everything was made out of metal and wood.
When I was in Argentina in '99, I was in Cordoba, or as you would probably say, Cordoba, and I was...
That's how
I was going to go back to Buenos Aires, and I met a girl at a leather store, and she took me to a party, and Maradona was there. So he signed it.
Hand of God.
Hand of God, signed it. And then I was in the Atlanta airport 5 years later, and I saw Pelé. He saw it, and he's like, "Eu sou el número 10 original," and he signed it.
Had he heard about this thing at that point? I mean,
was that?
He must have heard about it.
He knew about it. He was like, "Are you the..."
Maradona told me about this shit. Dude, can I apologize already? I mean, that's just a fucking amazing story. I'm sorry.
You, man.
I was way out of line.
Yeah, you were way out of line. But could you be careful and put that over there? Thank you very much.
Really sorry about that, man.
No, I mean, we're good.
It's an incredible story.
It's like your most prized possession.
That's worth $200,000 easy, but I don't know where it'll start.
Probably like
bid.
$20. $20.
You
got that, right?
Showing dedication to this network.
Yeah. I mean, I have my new special on DVD, but that's worth fucking 30 cents. This thing, that's the real value, guys. Right. Yeah.
How's working with your wife? Do we ever talk about that? You guys get along swimmingly all the time? Because I used to, so at this company where my parents' family business where I did the piss test, I had to then manage all of the employees, so I had to do a lot of the progressive discipline, all the terminations, firing people. And one of the biggest fights that I had to break up was husband and wife working together. That never really works out, but you guys seem to do it great. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, no, it's actually good. I know comics that are married, and they'll be like, "Do you get super jealous when she gets shit and you don't?"
Yeah, 'cause she's doing great.
Yeah, I'm like, she's doing way better than me, but I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, no. Why would I get to stay home, and she brings checks that I can't even wrap my head around at the house. So why would that bother me? That's a fantastic thing. So doing the show together is easy.
Yeah, because I always heard one headshot per household is a good...
That's Bob Hope said that.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, I don't fucking know.
All right. I was just wondering why he didn't sign the fucking paper towel.
I want to know, what is progressive discipline aside from an unbelievable name for an album?
Progressive.
Yeah, if you played like a prog band, you fucking would.
Has anyone ever been talking? You get a verbal warning, then you get a written warning. I always made people sign the verbal. I did. That was my little trick. I was like, do you want to acknowledge that we had this conversation? And just in case I needed to jump step 2. And so it's first time.
And people would sign that?
Yeah, idiots. And
Jesus Christ.
They would always, sometimes they would refuse to sign. This is a great, I can't believe people fucking did this. They would refuse to sign. I'm not going to sign that. And then I go, can I just have you acknowledge that you refuse to sign? Fucking sign it. It's great.
Dude, that's what you're going to go to a store and they just go, can I get your phone number? And the people just give it to them. Like, I'm always standing in the fucking line like they're morons. Hey, can you step in this lava? Oh, okay. You have a fucking name tag? We're not going to do anything with it. Yes, you would. Why are you asking for it? You just collect data for the fuck of it, you know, in between customers?
Yeah, but that was always tough when you had husband and wife working
discipline?
together. No, not to. They would always argue, and it was just too close. You spend more time with them. You spend time working with them, and then you spend time at home. You know, like there's people actually going to a business, so it's probably different.
It helps though that it's not a real job.
It's not a real job.
You know? Like
we don't have real jobs.
Yeah, we sit around and we talk about farts, and then we put it out there, and then we're like, that's our job. Right.
Unless somebody starts taking the fart talk way too seriously.
That's happened. Yeah. Sometimes we fart into the mics, and people get upset about that.
Yeah.
I bet you could be a really fucking tough boss. Both of you. I could see you being real ball-busting bosses. No?
Let's ask some of the ATC employees. Bring them out. Yeah, they fucking hate me.
Yeah.
It's hard because I've seen so many people fuck up that it really is difficult to. I'm not sure. How many people, by round of applause, work in an office? Let's see, clap. We work in an office. How many people work with more than 5 people? Clap. Nobody in here has a fucking job? Yeah. What do you guys? Let's
do all your homeless stuff right now. This is what we're
Well, it's difficult because you spend so much time with those fucking people, and then what was easier for me is that when I had to fire somebody or discipline somebody, they were always off-site. So if you saw Up in the Air with George Clooney, I did that. I would go around to all these businesses that I wasn't at every day. But when you're working with somebody, I just got so cold. And it just made me such a bad person. I would listen to gangster rap. I would listen to Track 13 from the Menace to Society, Brand Nubian, Everything is Everything album, Track 13. If you want to fucking do anything, it's about from Menace to Society right before they rob a liquor store. And I would listen to that track, and I would walk in, and I'd fucking put out a cigarette, fucking do a little acid, and. No, I'd walk in and I'd just take care, and it would be some physician's assistant, medical assistant, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? My name's Al. We're meeting under unfortunate circumstances. It's been determined that today is going to be your last day. I understand you have a ficus, and I was just a robot. It was kind of horrible. And
you would show up at the fire for real? Like
you want to do them all in person. People would run from me. It was terrible. Yeah, I never told you about any of this shit.
No.
If you saw me at 4:30 on a Friday, it was bad. So when I was just popping around, and sometimes we had so many businesses we deal with that I would pop into other companies and just to say hi. And I go, hey, Brian, how are you? And he goes, I don't know. You tell me. And just fucking took off. They would all run from me, and then at some point I knew the guy, so I started getting bored with it. I'd fire so many people that I spun around in one guy's chair. I called him to his own office.
Man.
I'm still a stupid comic. I was trying to make it interesting. And so I called the guy to his own office, sat facing the wall, and felt him walk in and just rolled or turned around.
Jesus.
It was fucking hilarious. I thought it was really funny.
Fucking ice cold, man.
That was the exact opposite. I didn't like having a boss. I didn't want to be a boss. I just stayed out in like warehousing, was mainly where I worked. I liked warehousing because I didn't have to work outside.
Yeah, what jobs have you had other than working in a dentist's office?
Well, paper route when I was a child. Then a lot of warehouse. I like warehouses because you didn't have a specific place where you had to be. It was this giant area. So there wasn't that fucking cubicle thing where you're just sitting there with, the office space, the guy, coming around the corner. So I would just be, where's Bill? He's on the forklift. He's fucking over there, whatever. And there was also sort of a much looser sort of boss-employee relationship. Like we used to imitate our boss. He had slightly a high-pitched voice when he would get mad. He'd be like, "Oh, come on, guys," and we'd all be going, "Come on!" We just give him, and then he would just walk out shaking his head, going, "Bunch of babies, bunch of babies." That was it. And it was like, I remember too. He tried to say in my review, I was making like fucking $5.75 an hour, right? And I was trying to see if I could get up to $6, and they fucked me over. They're only going to give me $5.85. And he said that Bill's a good worker. Definitely a smart guy, but he tends to be too sarcastic, and he spelt it sarcastic. And he had already given it in to his boss over him. And I said to him, I was like, "Dude, it's sarcastic." And he was just going, No, it's sarcastic. I was like, "No, dude, it's..." And this is before like fucking smartphones where you could just look it up. So it was just two guys in a vacuum going like, "No, dude, it's sarcastic." I don't think it is. It's sarcastic. He's just walking out mumbling. Sarcastic. It's sarcastic.
And then, Tom, what about you? Normal jobs, day jobs?
Fucking so many. Jesus Christ.
In LA, you've always, when did you...
When I first got here, I interned at Copelson Entertainment, and then I worked at Chibo when they opened.
Right across here?
Right across the street. When they first opened, and it was just hookers.
Chibo.
It was just hookers and Chibo. And this is a track here on Sunset, late at night. At least it was. So it was all pimps and hookers. And then one day, the owner was like, "Stop serving hookers. Like, don't serve them." And I was like, How do you want us to do that? Like, what if she just looks like a hooker? I'm just like, no.
Nice lady.
Like, you look too fucking willing to get this right. So, and then they caught on to it. So what they would do is they're like, they needed a place to chill while they were waiting for guys to drive up. So they would be like, "Can I get a lemonade?" And it would be like $2. And they're like, "Here's a 20, keep the change." And I was like, "We're going to definitely serve hookers." So we did that. And then I had like, short hair and not a beard, really, just like a buzz on my face. And so they all thought after a while that I was an undercover Vice Squad cop. So like all the pimps would be like, "Oh, what's up, officer?" And I was like, "How deep do you think this investigation is?" They're like, "The undercover guys are working at fucking Chibo to catch you buying lemonade." All right.
That's great.
Yeah, so there was that. Oh, the very fucking first one. This was the very first job. I got to L.A., and I needed a job, and I looked at the time, I think it was the back of one of these like free publications, and it had a place called Splash, the relaxation spa was the name of it. I thought it would be like, I was like, a spa job, like that's dignified.
Yeah.
So
it's a fancy day spa.
That's what I thought, like,
and it's probably just on
like
Santa Monica Boulevard. It seems
yeah,
like,
exactly. Cucumber water, full towels. So it was on 3rd Street, and
just all in white,
and the
only whisper. That's it.
That fucking water fountain.
Yeah, I was like, this is a job that I can tolerate doing as like a first job in a city. And I get there, and it's hot tub rooms that you rent by the hour, and again, hookers. It's just like a hooker spot.
Hookers.
And the guy who owned it was the biggest fucking piece of shit I've ever met in my entire life. And, I was like, "I thought this was a spa." And he was like, "Yeah, it is." like, you rent the rooms by the hour at my spa. And like, do we offer any spa services? He's like, yeah, you can sit in the spa. And like, okay. So I did that for a couple weeks. You had to clean up after. The best was when we had a policy. This is the best thing was that the policy was it was mostly people meeting like escorts and that they found online or in papers, and you were not allowed to go to the room without everybody there. So like somebody would show up and they'd be like, hey, I got the Barcelona room. They had themes, you know.
Nice
There was the Greek one, and there was the Japanese garden. So he was like, I got the Barcelona room, and I was like, all right, cool. Just wait for the whole party to get here. And he was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I was like, you have to. And so then somebody would really nervously wait, like, oh shit, like you could see the panic in their face, and like, and you could, you would act like you're not enjoying it, but you would enjoy. You're like, and then a guy would show up, and he'd be like, Kevin? He's like, are you Mario? He's like, yeah. He's like, let's fucking do this right now. And then it would be like triple team, a quadruple team? I don't know, 4 people on one? I don't know. So, but then they would go in there and fucking 3 minutes later, they would just run out, and then you just see like 5 used condoms, and then I highly recommend, it's a great job if you want to do it.
Everybody's looking for work.
3rd Street, yeah. It's a really nice place.
Shit.
And with that,
yeah.
You guys want to go?
Speaking of, hey, is he ready? Dave Anthony, ready to fucking go? Mr. Sunshine? Ladies and gentlemen, formerly of the Walking the Room podcast, we can talk. That's still happening? Oh, I can't wait to hear all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Dave Anthony. Let him hear it.
David, how are you, sir?
So Walking the Room is still...
Yeah, it's still happening.
Oh, okay. Because
Greg went to Australia for a couple months, and he's back.
So the podcast is back.
The podcast is back.
All right.
Just like old times, just like a couple of old friends.
I love it.
They start talking again, and one of them has ADD issues. And it's not me. So there's a lot of difficult conversations. It's like doing a podcast with the grandpa, and he keeps going, what? It's good.
What'd you bring out?
About a doorknob. I'm a fix-it guy, and
is that a good one?
so we had a kid, and we were living in this apartment. We had a kid, and the door started sticking, and I was like, well, the door can't stick when your kid's in there, because then your kid will die.
Can't get your kid.
You can never get in there. Once the door's stuck, you gotta forget it. You gotta forget about them.
Got to make another kid.
Yeah, you gotta make another one, because that one got trapped in the fucking room. So it's sticking, and I'm like, all right, I can fucking tackle this. I'm a man. So I go to Costco and I buy myself a doorknob without a lock.
Costco. A lot of people don't go to Costco.
I said Costco. I meant Home Depot.
Okay.
Costco, I would get
buy some food, bulk breads, booze.
But I bought a hallway one. It's a hallway lock. I don't know. It just doesn't have a lock on it. It's just a
your butter knife.
Because you don't want your kid locking the door because he's 3 and they're stupid. So I go to put it in. I go to try to take the other doorknob off, and I destroy the door. Like it's just. It looks like I went out with a fucking axe, and I'm getting mad at it, and I finally tear it off, and then I take the doorknob off, and it's in pieces on the floor, and I'm like, fuck this, I'll put this one in, and then I can't open the door. It turns out it wasn't sticking because of the doorknob. Like somehow the weight had shifted in the house and it was sticking up top. So the door still wouldn't open. So I called the landlord, and I was like, it's all fucked up. I don't know what happened. And then the guy came out and to fix it, and I gave him this. He's like, what the fuck is that? That's not going to
I fucked
do shit.
It up.
And I already tried to put this on, and it doesn't. Like, trying to put 2 ends of a door
it's very difficult.
knob together.
That's really hard.
It was fucking insane.
No, I'm
very screaming
difficult.
And kicking the door. I'm like, it should just snap. There should be like a snippety snap, and then you fucking walk away all happy. like a fucking lady part and a man part that go to this like like an awesome noise.
I would never
went together. Never fucking went together. So I put it back in the box, and years later I brought it here. I didn't. You know my wife's like, "Are we bringing that to the new house?" I'm like, "Fuck yes, we are. We might need a hall door at some point."
You can see the frustration in the way you repackage this thing. Split and everything.
Yeah, pretty much. God, you fucking.
Did you consider returning it at any point?
No, and this has probably been called a cunt so many times that it's unbelievable.
What do you want to?
It needs a loving home, everybody.
Don't believe if you have a child and you don't want a lock on your door, this could save a life.
What do you want to start the bidding at?
700. It's signed. I signed it. I didn't sign the doorknob.
Slage. This is nice. It's a good
Slage
brand.
is a really good brand.
brand.
If you guys are ever looking around for doorknobs.
And it says guaranteed fit, too,
yep.
but not
it'll
with you.
fit right
That's
in
a
there.
European family, right?
Yeah, the Slages.
Slage family?
Yeah.
They came up with the doorknob in the 1500s.
Well, the doorknob empire.
I have
family.
those lath and plastic in the house where I even hanging any art or anything framed is such a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
Because I'll always attempt to just take a shortcut and go in with a screw, and then I go in too far and it punches through, and it's just I end up with like 4 or 5 holes. The thing's crooked. And I just hang the thing. I'm moving it in a couple of weeks, and I know I'm going to take a bunch of art off the wall, and it's just going to be a reminder of how fucking horrible.
Is it
drywall? You don't have a stud finder.
I don't.
No.
I don't want to hang the stuff where the studs are. The studs are not in the center of the walls usually. It's off to the side.
You don't got to center it. It's artistic if you don't.
They're there.
You don't got to be all weird and have everything OCD.
You
and
hang
all
your
perfect.
you hang all your own stuff. You do that.
Yeah.
Dude, stud finder changes your fucking life. There's nothing worse than when you do the knocking thing and you think you got it, and you're like, this is solid, and it just goes. You like lose the screw and you hear it fall down there. And you're like, fucking cocksucking piece of fucking shit. Dude, you never go to Home Depot once. It's at least 3 fucking trips.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can't find anybody.
Nobody.
Fucking.
And then when you do find something, they
Fucking
shut off that
400.
aisle, and the guy's like, beep, beep.
Yeah, they closed down an
you.
entire aisle.
One time I was like, I got this figured out, and I tried the butterfly nut, which like when you slide it in, it pops open, and then you can.
It's a wall
it.
anchor.
Is it a wall anchor?
Yeah, the plastic.
So I push it in, and then I'm like, oh, it's not tightening. So then I just get this giant screw hanging there. So I just smashed it through. and then it just fell down. I was like, oh, it's not my apartment.
I stopped.
You just spackle.
I stopped at curtains. I did that for curtains. I bought curtains and I drilled like 19 holes for each screw. And like, there's just fucking. It looks like white powder. It looks like cocaine is on the ground. Like there's just so much powder. Yeah, and then I just since I rent a house, it's like like after a while I was like, I'm just gonna call that dude for everything. So like that was it. From like if the shower door falls off the track, I'll be like, hey man, you gotta come do this shit. Like,
I'm not fucking.
He hates you so much.
Oh yeah, he hates me, but the check clears. He fucking. I told him there's a fucking wasp nest. There's like 3. I was like, you need to come fix that shit, man.
We had the thing with the. So I walk in the bedroom at our house, and I'm like, it smells a little bit like mildew in here. There's something leaking. I'm looking around. My wife walks in, and she goes, "It's the dog." I'm like, the dog doesn't fucking smell like wet, moldy. Then we got a fucked up dog if that's the case. So I'm smelling it for like a week and a half, and I'm like, I'm gonna call the fucking landlord. And then right as the landlord's driving over, the house cleaners come and they like spray it with like some hotel shit, so it just smells really pretty. And she walks in, she goes, I don't smell anything. It smells great. I'm like, there's something fucking wrong in here. And she's looking under the tub, and we got a jet tub. It's a nice tub. And she's looking under there, looking there. She goes, I don't see any leaks. And I go, well, I don't know what to tell you. It definitely smells like mildew in here. And she goes, oh, wait a minute. And she walks out the sliding glass doors, and there's a closet out there. And I never knew what was in that fucking closet. And she opens it up, and it's like a waterfall coming out of the hot water heater. I mean, it's just like...
Oh, no.
It's like she goes, how much is your water bill? I was like, we just moved in. It's like $300. She goes, it's supposed to be $100. That's a lot of fucking water. So the whole $30,000 of damage.
But you don't own the place, so you don't give a
Fuck
shit.
yeah, that's right, baby.
Nobody gives a shit.
Nothing. She kept looking at me, and I was like, I'm so glad I don't own this place. And she's like, you're not helping. I'm like, I feel like I am. Definitely helping me right now. I don't know about you, but this feels good.
It's
Really
the best.
good.
It's the best feeling in the
Oh
world.
my God, not owning something?
Of course.
The last apartment, I can't believe they never called me. We never paid a security deposit moving in because I kind of knew the owner, and I was like, what if we don't pay a security deposit? I was like, you take care of the place, you look after it. I was like, fuck yeah. We fucking ruined that place. Like the bed didn't have any like cushion on the bottom of the frame, so it was just fucking scratching the floor, and everything was fucked up. And didn't hear a word. I was like, what the fuck just happened? No, we destroyed that place. Nothing. The guy never fucking called. It's crazy.
I called the city on one guy when I first moved to L.A. My son was 1, and we moved into this place over in Los Feliz on Avocado Street.
It's a good street.
It's fourplex, and so we're down low, and he was coughing a lot, so he started coughing.
The baby or the landlord?
The landlord just standing outside the window coughing. No, the fucking baby. The baby's coughing. So landlord is rich and in Orange County and never comes up and is just total slumlord. And so we got
You're on TV right now.
We had mold. We had a mold issue.
How much
and then
mold?
It was behind a couch. We opened it because
Behind a couch?
Behind a couch because they had that year horrible rains, and I guess the whole building got flooded, the roof flooded and everything. So got in there and there's a big mold problem, and then he didn't address it properly. So I just called the city. I went straight to the city.
Madrigal.
And,
he's like no fucking around.
No.
That's the thing you learn when you know Al. No fucking around. Like straight to the fucking city.
He spun around
No
in his
second
chair
calls.
and called the
I'll
city.
fucking take
Fuck them.
Put that cigarette
Fuck
out.
them,
and shit,
yeah.
Throw it down.
And at the city, they're like, it's Al Madrigal again.
And then, no, I just called to see it. The city inspector came out, and that was funny. And the landlord came out.
Dude,
I
what
said,
your landlord was like, dude,
Yeah.
Jesus. He goes, there's steps.
He goes, no, he did. He came out, and I go, I
Wasn't he- he
I
came out,
called
he's
you
like-
about this. No, I called him about it. I didn't go straight to the city.
You gave him a little bit of time.
I gave him
left a
opportunity
voicemail.
to
Yeah,
deal with this.
but for him, he was like, but you're Mexican. It should be.
He did not take it seriously. Then he came out, and it was so great. This inspectors were on a back deck, and I knew that the handrail was all rotten, but it looked like it was in place. Uh-oh. And the city inspector's back there, and he goes, "You could have." The landlord goes, "You could have just told me. I would have come and fixed all that stuff." And I go, "Hey," to right in front of the inspector, "Why don't you take a look at this?" And just fucking
Right in front
flipped
of
it
him?
right off. In his face. Wow. And it was just all termite, rotten, like just fucking, he had to build a whole new fucking deck. The 1-year-old coughing.
How old were you?
you.
How old were you?
This was 10 years ago.
So he just thought you were a fucking stupid idiot, and
Yeah.
you would, yeah.
Yeah.
I would not ever want to fuck with Al Madrigal. I just
Al takes it to the end immediately.
He does. He's like,
he goes
Lou.
straight to the fourth quarter.
He does.
Just fucking game over.
What? Somebody told me that that you were at a bar. Were you at a bar in Buffalo and someone talked shit to you when you walked in the bar and you're like, "What'd you say, motherfucker?" And you got right in his face.
Oh, no, this fuck Nick Thune. I say that right now.
Here we go. Yeah.
All right, so we're in this, and he's such a fucking pussy. No, he's a very good friend
in
of
a
mine.
good way.
In a
It's
good
an
way.
endearing
pussy.
term. You
like an
fucking
endearing-
pussy piece of shit.
So,
I love you.
yeah, no, we're very good friends, and so we're in Atlanta. He's at the Improv. This is 3 weeks ago. We're in Atlanta. I'm at the Punchline. He's at the Improv, and then Eddie Ift was at the Laughing Skull. We all meet up. We do a show. We all hang out. Johnny Sanchez was with me. Then we met up at bars. We're standing in this bar, and this dude walks by and grabs Nick's shirt and starts fucking with his shirt, going like this and looking at it. And then I just am standing there. Yeah, exactly. No, that's what. And I'm standing there, and Nick didn't say a thing. And the guy walked away, and I go, "What the fuck was that? You're just gonna let the guy touch your shirt like that? How is this happening?" And then he goes, "I just don't want any trouble." You know, the guy seems
that
really
is
fucked
trouble.
Up. And so he goes, "What am I gonna do?" And then I said, "Tell the guy not to touch your shirt. Slap his hand." Something like that. Nobody gets to just walk up to you and fuck with you like that. And so then we're outside, and the same guy walks by and does like a little boy, like pats him on the head and starts rubbing
Nick
his
Thune.
head to Nick Thune.
Was he taller than Nick?
No, he's not bigger than Nick Thune. He's not. And so,
Hey there, little fella.
Hey, guy. How you doing, little baby?
Nick was sitting down, and he walked by and fucking tousled his hair. So we're sitting at this bench, and a bunch of comics and everybody's hanging out. We're drinking outside, and he gave him the hair tussle.
Ugh.
And then I smacked his hand and go, "What the fuck? What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here!" And then all his friends came and go, "Is there a problem?" I go, "Yeah, there's a problem. Your friend came over and touched my friend. Get him the fuck out of here." And then
My friend's a grown man.
Yeah, you don't do
treat him
He
like
doesn't
that.
tolerate this stuff.
I mean, he's sitting there silently. It's weird.
Didn't
and
say
I'm fighting
a thing.
for him.
Didn't say anything, and now he made me feel like an asshole for and I was.
But the best part of this is I said this should happen in Buffalo, which it did, and this is a different story in Atlanta. So
It's a completely different town.
Now tell us the Buffalo story.
The Buffalo story.
The Buffalo story is completely different.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
That's what
tell me the Buffalo
I was
story.
just there this weekend, okay? And they told me they were like, we walked into this bar, and that somebody was like, look at these faggots. And you were like, what the fuck did you just say? And Okay.
Okay. So...
Unreal. What kind of week did you have that you forgot that one? Forgot about that.
That's right. Oh no, that crazy bar confrontation. That's right. Okay. Oh, the faggot one. I thought you were talking about
This is the
the
first day. Faggot or cocksucker? Cocksucker was Tuesday.
We're in Buffalo, and who's me and the other comic, the guy I told you about in the beginning that said, "Hey folks,
sorry guys,
gotta go. That's my time." And me and that guy go out.
I hate that guy so much.
That's it for me, guys.
That's
And we
it.
walk up.
No. I gotta go. No.
Yeah.
Hey,
Guys, we're actually we are
They
running out
won't
of
let
time.
me
We're gonna have to
leave.
wrap this up. So that same guy, we're out first night, and he's a nice guy. And so we walk into the bar. I go straight for the bar. He starts talking to this guy behind me, and I'm ordering drinks. I look back. What do you want? I go, hey, does your buddy? Does this guy want anything? Anybody else need anything? And I walked up, just thought he was talking to the guy, and maybe recognized him, or they started making small talk. And then I walked up, hey, how you doing, Al? Nice to meet you. And I gave the guy his drink. And as we were walking away, he goes, you know I was talking to that guy, right? And I said, no, I thought you struck up a conversation, you knew him. And he goes, he called us faggots. When we walked up, he said, hey, look at these faggots. And I go, I'll be right back. Because I was really nice to him, and then I went up, and he was standing at the bar talking to a girl, and I'm like, I go, hey, and I twisted, you twist it down like that.
Yeah, like a total asshole.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah. And I go,
call that one Dad.
Did you pull him towards you? Did you do the whole thing where you're like, hey man?
Yeah, I did. Because I was pissed. I shouldn't be doing any of this, but I'm telling you. I have 2 kids. I'm going to get killed one day.
That's what my wife always says to me, too.
But I said, hey,
you can't do that.
So you called us faggots, huh? And I said, how do you know we weren't faggots? What if we were faggots? You think you could just say that and just throw that around, and people are not going to be pissed about it? Because maybe you could run into the wrong guy who could get pissed about it, and would actually do something about it. I was looking at. I'm never going back to fucking Buffalo, and I was looking at the whole thing. Like, I got to tell one more quick story about that trip. So the opener was this little. I'm doing the Dick story, and that's a bit. But
by the way, that's hilarious that guy just said that shit. Just that guy in the town. Look at these faggots.
Look at these.
Yeah.
I know. But that's
just funny, man. Just being that much of an asshole.
Well, but that's his like thing. Like that's his place,
exactly
and that's like you're coming into his little world, and he's like, like he's your faggots guy. He's like, oh, look at these faggots. Anytime someone new comes in,
to be honest,
everyone looks at him like, what are you gonna say, Larry? Look at these faggots.
Yeah,
just fucking.
We were looking pretty gay. We did.
You guys were holding hands.
Yeah, we were holding hands. And
I bet if anybody new that he doesn't recognize that walks in, because he's got to make his territory.
Yeah.
He's nervous. You're going to be funnier. You're going to get the hotter chick, so he's got to get you in line.
Plus,
he throws a little jab, puts a bit in your face,
and he's trying to impress the bartender.
And he
watch this.
Denied it.
Hey, faggots.
Hey, you get another free one on me, Larry.
How did he come up with it? It's unbelievable. I would have thought he'd say 1,000 other things. He comes with the faggot. That's unbelievable. It's so fucking original. Like, how did you find your voice?
The mind on him is just like so fast.
Never dies.
Because those guys came in and I was like,
but you,
Larry goes.
You always go.
In Buffalo? Did they tell you about the Dick's girl?
What? No, they. What? I definitely want to hear about the Dick's girl.
You would think you would know when they got off. You think when you got off the plane, they'd be like, "There's a Dick's girl here."
Yeah.
It seems very.
What I was going to say was that when they told me the faggots story, I don't know if we should come up with another title for the story, but that story that he saw you go up to the guy, and he was like, ah, shit. Like, this is our headliner this week. He's about to get fucked up. Then he was like, the guy, the fucking hey faggots guy, they said he backed down immediately and was like, oh, no, everything's cool.
Yeah.
No, I just say that.
Because you have the eyes of a murderer.
You do.
It's true.
You do.
I really think that's what it is. But I also, I did really like look at him in the eyes and I go, maybe you're going to say that to the wrong person someday.
Well, that's fucking crazy.
I was doing it, yeah.
And now he's like, he watches the Daily Show and he starts crying like it's all weird.
No.
But now, I was in Atlanta with Drew Carey and Ryan Hamilton. And so that's like just being with pudding. Like those guys aren't going to fight anybody.
Nicest. Yeah.
And we were there. We went to that bar area, which is the same fucking thing. And we were with some guys from the club. And the guy's like, "There's guys here that'll try and start shit all the time. It's like their thing." And some guy just walks up to the table and goes, "How you guys doing? You funny people?" I'm like, yeah. And then he just walked away, and I was like. I looked at the guy, I was like, what was that? And he goes, he wanted you to start some shit. And then they'd start fighting. And I said, what do you mean they start fighting? And then his buddies come over and they have a little shit-kicking thing. Like, that's like a thing that they do in that area. But it's pretty great. I
think you may have cured the guy.
Yeah.
I think that when you said you might have said that to the wrong guy, that now that guy is the guy who, when somebody goes, hey, faggot, he's like, you don't want to do that. Don't do that.
You might...
you know what?
What if they were gay?
I used to
need
be.
To consider that.
I used to be you.
That.
Exactly. Yeah.
I used to be you. And it's not a good world to live in.
And then,
how's it feel here? How's it feel here?
What's gotten into you, man? What's Dick's girl?
All right. So real quick. So we meet this girl. The opener that week in Buffalo was the kid on the radio. That's the producer. And
Josh.
The little nerdy.
Yeah, Josh.
I go, Mole Man, Josh.
Yeah,
and
Vision Quest.
Did you say Mole Man?
Hans Moleman, from the Simpsons.
He's great.
So he is a nice guy.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So he is great, and he's a nice. So he said a couple girls are going to meet us out, and exactly when this guy says girls are going to be out, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see these. Just a little. His glasses are so thick that they're this. It looks like he's working on watches, and like that.
Yeah.
So
he's blind in one eye.
He's blind in one eye.
Yeah.
And so he said, girls are meeting us out, and he'd known him for 4 years, and these two hot chicks walk in, and the girl's a Disney princess in Disney on Ice, and I said, how did you guys meet? And he looks at me and goes, she asked to see my dick. Her thing is that she goes around this bar, and I watched her do it, walks up to any guy and says, hey, show me your dick.
How many guys would do it?
Seriously.
Okay.
Wait, what is,
what's the harm? Besides the fact that you're in public and you can get arrested, but... Yeah.
What does she look like?
I wouldn't.
She's pretty attractive. She's Disney. She plays Sleeping Beauty in Disney on Ice, and she's
working shit out on the other side.
Her out too much.
You know what I mean? She's like, this job makes me feel weird. So on the other end, I'm just going to go all over town and ask guys to see their dick.
I'm in Buffalo. I look over, and we're in this crowded Buffalo bar, different bar, and.
So you have a drinking problem.
I'm in Buffalo. I go out. I'm not gonna stay. I like to go out. So there's these two big Buffalo meatheads by the jukebox, and after I find out she likes to look at dicks, I see, and I say, I do this as a bit, and I go, you don't have to be fucking Benedict Cumberbatch to realize those guys got their dick out the guy's got his dick out by the jukebox. And so this guy is looking suspicious, and he's got his dick out clearly, and her friend.
How is he looking suspicious?
He's going like this.
Yeah, he's doing the look around the room.
Look around and hunched over, and you can tell.
Like when you're pissing in public, but a little more scarier.
Yeah. higher stakes.
Yeah,
it's a crowded
higher
bar.
Stakes. That's what I meant. Higher stakes.
So. Her friend comes back and says, "Oh my God, she did it! Those guys over there." And I look down, and all of a sudden, the guy's got his dick wrapped around his wrist.
What do you mean? What?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Now we found a story.
Yeah. So then I'm thinking, "Oh my God, this is somebody." I'm by myself, standing there because I was talking to the bartender, and now I'm thinking this is somebody's daughter. And I look at my wedding ring, and I go, "Holy shit, this could be somebody's wife." And I walk over just because, and again, walked over, I tap the big meathead on the shoulder, look at her in the eyes, and I go, I'm sorry, guys, this is embarrassing, but is my wife asking to see your dicks? And these guys were just, 6'4", Sabres hats, just turned around like, ooh. And I go, and she was so great. She looked at me, and again, this is a bit, but this is 100% factual. She looks at me and she goes, "You knew I like looking at dicks when we were married." I got married. She's like, "You want to do this? I'll fucking do this." Dude. And then I really started getting emotional, and I'm trying to work on my acting, and I just
acting.
Okay. In Buffalo, I figured, fuck it, and so
little bit of scene work.
I go. You said you were going to stop doing this, and now you're doing it. You know how guys raise their voice at their time. You said you were going to stop doing this, and now you're doing this. I love you so much. I go, how many dicks are you going to see? You're going to see all the dicks, huh? You're going to see all the dicks. When is your thirst for dicks going to be quenched? So it's a whole big fucking thing. But that's
fantastic. That's fantastic.
Right.
I feel like something was passed over. Did you say they were wearing sailor hats?
Sabres.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I had a whole different picture going on in my head.
I love the idea of that being
hats.
like the description of like to gauge how attractive a woman is. Like what was she like? Like, yeah, you show your dick to her. Like that,
You would not show your dick to her.
That is a pretty good gauge of how attractive someone is.
Yeah.
I think this has been fucking great. You guys have a good time tonight? Enjoy yourself? Wonderful. We're going to, real quick, we're going to do this every month. We hope you come back. We're also, you can bid on this stuff for 2 weeks. A lot of Bill Burr signed DVDs. There's a lot of stuff that we didn't mention. Eddie brought a bunch of stuff. There's posters back here.
Doorknob.
The doorknob.
Starting at 700.
Styrofoam cooler.
Kennedy, Maradona.
Oh, don't forget the Pepitone. Yeah, that's right. So we have a bunch of shit and a bunch of more stuff that's going to go up. It's kogo.tv, but if you go to allthingscomedy.com, we'll have all the links up there. We, again, are supported pretty much by you guys and the ads that are trickling in and shit like that. We're trying to make this work without any outside help, so it's just comedians and comedy fans, nobody else. And so...
Dave Anthony, Tom Segura.
All right, Kogo TV. Thank you very much, everybody. Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.